Good morning, all. Let's start this SAP Business Planning and Consolidation 11 version per BW for HANA standard configuration demo. The main objective of today's demo is to understand what is Business Planning and Consolidation 11. Yeah, there are some other versions, let's say BPC 10.1. So what will be part of this BPC 11 course, standard course? And there are some other questions like what about BPC, other planning products, let's say BPC embedded or real-time consolidation related stuff. At any point of time, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions. You can start me, not a problem. So the main objective of today's demo is I'm going to start. Yeah, Mithis, your voice is not clear. Can you play? I'm muting you. So the main objective of today's demo is to understand complete life cycle implementation training. What will be part of this complete life cycle implementation training, which product we are going to cover, what are the areas we are going to cover. In this complete life cycle implementation training, we are going to cover planning, BPC planning and consolidation both based on standard configuration. When I say standard configuration, I'm talking about BPC Classic. So let's understand the system first, which system we are going to use for this discussion and which area we are going to discuss in this particular session. SAP announced a few months back, you can say BW for HANA. The BW for HANA is a new data warehousing solution, next generation data warehousing solution. So basically, they concentrated on the good interface, modern interface. They concentrated on high performance. Now the queries all generated within few seconds, and the dashboarding tools, all those are introduced, integrated properly. Same way they introduced S4 HANA. You might you know that S4 HANA is basically ECC with embedded BW. In that embedded BW is there in S4 HANA. S4 HANA also same thing. Your analytical engine and your transactional system both are in one database, that is HANA database. Now, you might have a question in your mind when SAP introduced BPC 11. What about BPC 10.1? They are continuing BPC 10.1 or not? There is a clear vision for SAP. Let's understand that. So when you understand the architecture, then you can easily understand what is going to happen for BPC 10.1, what will be there in BPC 11. We know SAP Business Planning and Consolidation. So let's say this is SAP Business Planning and Consolidation. Now, in this, we have two things. Remember, one is standard model. Another one is embedded model. This is our embedded model. So when SAP is talking about SAP Business Planning and Consolidation, when they use the word BPC, they are talking about standard model and embedded model. Standard model is our classic BPC. Now, what they did, both standard model and embedded model, they developed on top of BW for HANA. So the backend for this SAP Business Planning and Consolidation, whatever whatever the model, embedded or standard, the backend is BW for HANA. Let's say this is BW for HANA. So what is the use of this BW for HANA? BW for HANA basically we use for modeling. data warehousing, analytical engine. This BW for HANA. When I write like this. So this BW for HANA, the main point you have to remember is it covers it supports both the models, standard model and embedded model. Now this BW for HANA can connect. All right, it is based on HANA database system. It is HANA, right? From HANA it can get the data, HANA database. And also it can get data from other sources. So not only HANA, it can also get data from other sources. When I say other sources, other SAP sources or other third-party systems, other sources. Now, again, this is the basic structure, architecture for SAP business planning and consolidation, product. Now, whatever data is there for SAP business planning and consolidation, that can be consumed by SAP Analytics. That may be SAP Analytics. When I say, it might be a cloud, or it might be your own SAP BI, business intelligence, right? This will be SAP business planning and consolidation, BW for HANA. Total data is consumed by SAP Analytics. On top of BPC, you have Analytics now. Next point. This is the first point. Now we understand SAP business planning and consolidation 11 means they are talking about standard and embedded models. Now I use two words. One is BW for HANA. Now we understand BW for HANA. It's a data warehousing tool, next generation data warehousing tool. It can get data from different HANA systems and other SAP systems. Even non-SAP systems can be taken, data can be taken to HANA. From HANA, it can be taken to BW for HANA. I also used one more word, that is S4HANA. And here I'm explaining SAP business planning and consolidation, let's say 11. Right? When I'm talking about BW for HANA, I'm talking about SAP business planning and consolidation 11 version. Let's understand one more thing. What is this SAP S4HANA? What is this BW for HANA? What is this BPC 10.1? What is this BPC 11? So as I said, I have SAP Analytics here. SAP Analytics. So that data from any data from S4HANA or data from BW for HANA will be consumed by SAP Analytics. Now, there is a product called SAP S4HANA here. So, SAP S4HANA. So, this is introduced in 2015, SAP S4HANA. The main use of this S4HANA is, it is based on HANA. Embedded BW is part of this particular S4HANA. They come up with some add-ons, let's say S4HANA Finance. The finance is having some planning, financial related planning, let's say IBPF, Integrated Business Planning for Finance. Later they changed the name as BPC optimized for S4HANA. So the BPC optimized for S4HANA, BPC optimized for S4HANA is based on the technology 10.1. So we used to call it as BPC 10.1 embedded. So I have BPC 10.1 embedded here. So that is based on embedded BW 7.5. You can say SAP BW 7.5X, right? And the installation, when you want to install SAP BPC, we call it as SAP BPC 10.1. It's an add-on for S4HANA. So the main purpose of this 10.1 is to give flexibility for the user related to cost center planning, internal order planning, profit center planning, balance sheet planning. There are some ECC planning scenarios. Earlier in ECC, we used to use KP06 for cost center planning. The same KP06 now they enabled based on SAP BPC 10.1 embedded model. So they use analytical analysis for office and new technology, things like BPC related stuff, business process flows, work status, they use from BPC Classic. They developed on based on BIP technology. So this BPC 10.1 also have standard. Even on top of SAP S4HANA, if you have SAP BPC 10.1 add-on S4HANA, you can implement BPC standard and BPC embedded both. Both you can implement. Today, if you ask me, today also the same scenario is applicable. If your customer is implementing SAP S4HANA, right, their planning happens on BPC 10.1. That may be BPC embedded, that may be BPC standard. So now still BPC 10.1 is there. This will be continued. So when you implement BPC on top of S4HANA system using embedded BW, that's called as SAP BPC 10.1, 10.1. Now, what is this SAP BPC 11? What SAP did? They introduced BW for HANA. So this BW for HANA can get data from different SAP S4 HANA systems. Suppose if your customer is having 2-3 S4 HANA systems and they have some non-SAP systems, then they can go for BW for HANA. So SAP BPC 11, right? This is the 11, and the backend when you see, that is BW for HANA. That is BW for HANA. So basically what I'm trying to say here, they released, so when I'm talking about BW here in S4 HANA, that is embedded BW. Now there is separate box for BW that is called as BW for HANA. This BW for HANA box can get data from different S4 HANA systems or the ECC systems, whatever the system. On top of this, we can install SAP BPC 11, right? Which is this SAP BPC 11, SAP Business Planning and Consolidation 11. On top of this, we can install on top of this particular BW for HANA. So when I'm going to cover the course, right, in this particular course, we are going to discuss SAP standard model, which is applicable for BPC 11, and also this is applicable for BPC 10.1, right? So what I'm trying to say, I'm going to cover BPC 11 standard product, which is classic product. I'm also going to cover BPC 10.1 standard. What I mean, your customer can implement BW for HANA or S4 HANA, if S4 HANA, right? So whatever I'm going to discuss, that will support both the things. You can go ahead and work with BW for HANA or S4 HANA, any of the systems. I will give overview of S4 HANA, how it works. So after the course completion, you will understand what is S4 HANA, what is BW for HANA, how the data replication happens from S4 HANA or BW for HANA to BPC standard. Let's understand the course content. Yeah, what I'm going to cover in this particular course. In this particular course, as it is complete life cycle implementation training, right? So it is based on BPC standard product. I'm going to cover all the phases of the project. Let's say when you are implementing BPC standard in the project preparation phase, what are the activities to be performed? If you want to install BPC development server in the project preparation, what are the things to be done? How the resource planning can be done? How the high level scope discussion and infrastructure discussions to be done? What are the templates can be used, right? So you should have documents to be prepared, right? When you are giving presentation or when you are doing workshops, when you are sending invitations. So how if you are already experienced, you know, if some freshers are there, they can use these templates for their project. Requirement gathering for the planning scenarios. We are going to discuss based on manufacturing, any industry, cross industry, you can say. We are going to discuss sales planning. So how they can estimate their next year planning or current year sales. How they can understand their capacity. So all these sales, whatever they estimated, whether they can implement, they can produce that products or not, capacity planning. We can also discuss purchase planning. In order to produce that one, I need some raw materials and what is the opening stock, closing stock, that core closing stock of that raw materials, how much should be purchased, that we are going to discuss. We are going to derive cost of goods sold or cost of goods manufactured cost per unit and for the demand or whatever the sales we did. We are going to discuss headcount planning, manpower cost planning. So how to, you might have existing headcount. So what is the payroll cost for the existing headcount? If you are recruiting new people, new headcount, how can you estimate their cost? And what is your overall manpower cost, existing headcount and new headcount? We are going to discuss other expenses planning, let's say cost center wise expenses planning, rent expenses planning. Then we are going to discuss capital expenditure planning. If you are planning to install or if you want to start a new project, new plant, new infrastructure related stuff, how the capital expenditure planning happens. If you are purchasing new assets, how the capital expenditure planning happens for the new assets, that we are going to discuss. Integrated profit and loss statement. So from all these scenarios, integrated profit and loss statement means the sales comes from the sales planning, the raw material cost or the cost of goods manufactured coming from the COGM model, production planning model, manpower cost coming from the manpower cost model. So how to integrate and how to give the integrated profit and loss statement we are going to discuss. We are going to discuss balance sheet planning. So you have different items. You have current liabilities, current assets, fixed assets. You also have equities, liabilities. So how can you perform your balance sheet planning based on some drivers? The driver can be date sales outstanding. The driver can be days payable outstanding. Now, basically, part of this balance sheet planning, we are going to find out what is the movement of my assets. What is the movement of my liabilities? Based on this balance sheet planning, we are going to derive the cash flow planning. So different activities, cash flow planning is going to have different activities, how to plan those activities, how to derive the net depreciation, how to derive the operating activities, how to derive the investment activities, financial activities that we are going to discuss. So here I'm going to explain you the scenario. Based on that, I will uh, give you knowledge that what type of questions you have to ask your customer, so that you can complete requirement gathering for these planning scenarios. Then we need blueprint, blueprint preparation.
Hello. Hi, Kiran.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, a small question.
Yeah.
So, as of now, a lot of customers are using 10 version.
Hmm.
So, if they want to migrate to S4 HANA,
Hmm.
so in the S4 HANA system, they had to start from the scratch, right? Because they had to create reports and forms uh, through the queries only, right?
It depends. See, when I'm using BPC 10 and they are going to S4 HANA, there are two different things. First of all, we have to understand when I say BPC 10, whether they are using BPC standard, BPC 10 standard or BPC embedded product, right? If they are using BPC embedded product, yeah, if they are going for S4 HANA, some content will come. For BPC embedded, there some content will come. That's what I said. Like S4 HANA will come with BPC embedded content, which is cost center planning, internal order planning, WBS element planning, these things. So those things they can plan, they can use it, right? So you have to understand what are the scenarios implemented BPC 10, right? What are all scenarios can be moved to S4 HANA. It is not like that migrating BPC 10 to S4 HANA. Both are different. BPC 10, if this is BPC 10 standard, it is entirely different product, right? They cannot use it in S4 HANA. On top of S4 HANA, they have to make this S4, this particular, whatever environment shell is there, or whatever environment is there in the BPC 10, that should be moved to that new embedded BW. That is a separate project.
Okay, it's not going to be a migration, right? Because there is no point of migration at all, right? From 10 to if they are moving to S.
That depends. That's what I'm saying. If they are using, see, if they have separate BW system for BPC. Let's say I have BPC 10. That means I have separate BW system for that BPC. Then your implementation of S4 HANA not dependent on your BPC implementation migration, because S4 HANA will be a separate server. If S4 HANA is a separate server, then you are not going to touch your BPC 10 at all, because it's separate BW server, right? So as a customer, what I did, I will take ECC system, I will migrate that ECC system to S4 HANA. So basically, first the database migration happens, ECC on HANA. Suppose let's say ECC on HANA is there. That HANA will be migrated, then S4 HANA related add-ons will be installed in the system. So nowhere BPC involved in this process, or BW involved in this process. BW is a separate server. Yeah. So now blueprint preparation, as part of blueprint preparation for all these scenarios, whatever scenarios we have, for all these scenarios, I need to design the model. I need to design the BPC product. So each scenario we will discuss, and we will understand how to model in BPC that particular scenario. What are the dimensions to be created? What are the models to be created? How different versions of data, let's say actual data, planned data, forecast data, can be segregated. How the data is integrated from S4HANA system, or normal ECC system. If you have non-SAP system, how to integrate the data, that we are going to discuss. And also we are going to design authorizations. So what are the users to be created, themes to be created, task profiles to be created, data access profiles to be created. That we are going to discuss, and business process flow solution we are going to provide in the blueprint, reports and input schedules, what to be developed, that solution to be given in the blueprint. Once Preparation is over. Blueprint preparation is over. Then we are going to discuss realization related things. What are the, in the realization, in the system, we are going to create whatever scenarios we have, right? We will take one scenario. We will create environment, models, dimensions, properties. First, we will understand what is the meaning of these terms, and we are going to create those in the system. You will get hands-on experience. I'm going to create it in the system. I'm going to show it to you in the system. Same way you can create in your system. And we are going to discuss BPC staging layer for BW. So if your data is coming from S/4HANA, how the staging layer should be developed. If your data is coming from different non-SAP systems and not non-SAP systems, or if you are using BW for HANA, how the BPC staging layer to be developed for BPC. So staging layer will be developed in BW. That may be embedded BW, that may be BW for HANA, right? How to develop that staging layer, we are going to discuss. How to load data from embedded BW or BW for HANA to BPC, we are going to discuss. So when I say data, there are two types of data, transaction data and master data. We are going to discuss how to load this transaction data and master data. And we are also going to discuss the new objects. Let's say BW for HANA or embedded BW, you have virtual providers which are linked to views. Views are linked based on your tables, ECC tables. We are going to discuss how these virtual providers data can be loaded to BPC. We are going to create some input schedules, reports which are required for planning scenarios. We are going to discuss script logics. Script logics is basically the calculations, whatever calculations required for your planning scenarios, the calculations, some of the calculations can be written complex or medium complex calculations can be written using script logics. So it is a programming language for BPC. And also, if there are some high complex logics are there, using baddies, we can business add-ins, we can write ABAP code and we can implement those calculations. How to write these baddies, how to call this. So as part of this ABAP baddies, I'm not going to teach ABAP here. I'm going to teach the process. So where to write the ABAP baddies, how to write the baddies, how to call those baddies in BPC. Work
Hello.
status configuration, business process flows configuration, we are going to discuss. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Kiran. So in the embedded, the Fox formulas they are using, right, instead of script logic. So in 11 version, they are using script logics or Fox formulas.
So see, let's restrict the questions to BPC standard only, right? So in BPC standard, we are using script logics. You are right. And BPC embedded, we are using Fox formula, whether that may be BPC 11 or BPC 10.1. When someone says Fox formula, that's related to BPC embedded. Yeah. So business process flows, these things we are going to discuss. What other questions you have after this content we will discuss. I'm going to show you how to create this unit test script for BPC, UAT test script for BPC. I can share those documents to you. Once we configure this one, we can how to transport these developments to other system, and what will be your cutover activities, how to do the testing. All these things will be discussed in the final preparation. Consolidation. Yeah, we are going to, as part of this BPC standard course, we are going to cover consolidation also. We are going to cover legal consolidation and management consolidation, which is part of this BPC standard. When I'm talking about legal consolidation, I will explain you how to prepare the business blueprint, how to do the requirement gathering for this particular legal consolidation. What are the things you have to observe in ECC systems? Let's say I will explain what is group chart of accounts, operational chart of accounts. I will explain what is trading partner, what is transaction type in ECC system, and based on these objects, how to give the solution in BPC. If trading partner is not maintained, transaction type is not maintained in ECC system, how the solution can be developed in BPC system, how the intercompany transactions eliminated in the system, how the consolidation of investment happens in the system, how the ownership manager can be maintained, how consolidation can happen using full consolidation or global consolidation methods or equity consolidation methods, we are going to discuss in this particular course. So in this also we will understand how many resources required based on the project, how many, what will be the project size and all these things. For legal consolidation, how the data collection happens, what is the investment structure or financial rates between among different entities that we are going to discuss. We are going to gather the requirement for currency translation. If they have assets, fixed assets, they can go with historical rate. If they have some other currency translations, let's say period end rates they want to use, how to give the solution for this currency translation. If they want to post any adjustments in for legal consolidation, let's say there is a functionality, journal functionality. Using this journal functionality, they can post adjustments. The adjustments can be before consolidation or after consolidation. We are going to discuss consolidated financial statement, consolidated cash flow statements, and eliminations and adjustments. So I will explain what are the things, what are the questions to be asked to the client for these requirements. So we will design the solution, what are the models required, what are the dimensions required, what are the properties important for this consolidation. Then we are going to configure legal consolidation and management consolidation in the system, and we are configuring the system. I'm going to explain how the ECC legal consolidation related data or financial data can be loaded to BW, from BW how it will be loaded to BPC system. We are going to discuss how the retained earnings are calculated. We are going to discuss how the balance carry forward happens from last period of the previous financial year to next month. We are going to discuss account reclassification. If the customer wants reclassify their account values from one account to another account, how to do that reclassification we'll discuss. How cash flow can be generated based on the account reclassification we are going to discuss. We are going to configure currency translation for assets, current liabilities, current assets, liabilities, and we are going to execute this currency translation prior consolidation, after consolidation. We are going to execute intercompany eliminations. We are going to execute consolidation of investments in the system. So after realizing this one, you can also implement in your system the same process. And we will have final preparation, transports related stuff, and we will discuss cutover activities and all these things. So all these are part of our course in this particular BPC standard. Now, when I'm going to start this course, so how many, now I'm giving the other details of the course. After that, we'll discuss your questions, whatever you have. So basically, I have total 30 hours training. Okay, minimum 30 hours training. So these are the planned hours. It can be more, it can be less. I'm going to share you the configuration material, presentations, and I will share the session related recordings also. And we will have these sessions Friday, India Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Time will be 6:30 a.m. IST, Indian Standard Time. If that is the same thing, USA, it will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and time will be 9:30 p.m. EDT. So the same 6:30 a.m. India time is 9:30 p.m. EDT in US. So after this course, you can easily write SAP BPC certification. I will cover all the topics which are required for this SAP BPC certification. After this course, you will get confidence to implement a project. You can easily implement a project. No need to think about whether I'm pressured, whether I can implement or not. If you have some knowledge of SAP, if you go for this particular SAP BPC end-to-end implementation, complete life cycle implementation, you can easily work on a project. After this, uh, this is BPC. We are going to cover BPC 11 and BPC 10.1 both in this course. Yeah. Now you can ask me any other questions. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello, Kiran.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So sorry to disturb you in the session. So,
Yeah, it's okay.
so just yeah. So, is there any change from 10 to 11 version? Is it like we are going to use the queries for building reports and input sheets, or we are going to work on EPM add-in itself or analysis office?
See, for BPC 10.1 standard, we are going to use EPM add-in as a front end. This is from BPC 10 onwards. We are using we have been using EPM add-in. BPC 10.1 standard, we are using EPM add-in. In BPC 11 also, we are going to use BPC 11 standard. Also, we are going to use EPM add-in. For BPC embedded, yes, we are going now we can use only analysis for Office as a front end. Bex queries,
Okay.
BPC 10.1 embedded Bex queries we use. BPC 11 also we are using Bex queries.
So in 11 also we have standard as well as embedded, is it?
Correct.
Oh,
See,
both.
when you are the thing is when you are using S4 HANA, right? When you are using S4 HANA, planning solution for this is basically BPC optimized for S4 HANA, right? Which is based on embedded BW. We call it as BPC optimized for S4 HANA. S4 HANA. For this, consolidation solution is called as real-time consolidation, RTC, real-time consolidation based on S4 HANA, right? So here, when I say BPC embedded, if based on embedded BW, then I have that particular planning content, what is there, and also I will have real-time consolidation. When I'm talking about BW for HANA, so this is not relevant to our standard, I'm talking about BPC embedded. When I'm talking about BW for HANA, right, you can implement generic planning, that may be manpower planning, that may be for strategic planning, any financial planning can be implemented using BW for HANA planning, BW for HANA embedded, BPC embedded planning, right, generic planning can be implemented. For consolidation, so they introduced in BPC embedded, they also introduced consolidation. Yeah, BPC embedded consolidation. So consolidation can be done currently with new systems. Consolidation can be done using real-time consolidation based on S4 HANA. That is first point. Second one is using if your customer is having BW for HANA, they can go with BPC embedded consolidation. That is second way. Third one is BPC stand. If your customer is using BW for HANA or BW or any database, they can go with BPC standard and they can implement legal consolidation using BPC standard. Yeah.
Hi, Kiran.
Yeah. Yeah. Raju.
Yeah, BPC embedded consolidation can support all functionalities as like standard.
Okay, so one or two functionalities, let's say equity pickup kind of stuff is not supported, but in the future release they will be added. So one generic legal consolidation, yeah, whatever functionality is required, let's say intercompany eliminations, consolidation of investments, or you can say some business rules are there, right? Carry forward business rules it supports. Account reclassification rules it supports. Elimination and adjustments it supports. What else? Currency translation business rules it supports, which are required for this legal consolidation. There are some new enhancements came in BPC standard, right, like equity pickup, all these things. Those are not yet developed. They are developing it. Any other questions?
Yeah, I can Sridhar again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so as we were saying, as for HANA, like ABAP, Paradise or something, is it still like ABAP code is pushed down to what I say, like a CDS views and all we have been using, right? So those things still will be the old ABAP or maybe ABAP on HANA.
Now they are using ABAP managed database procedures, which we call it as AMDP.
Okay,
In this BW for HANA also you can use it. As for HANA or
okay,
BW
so,
for both applicable. Yep.
so we are going to use the MDPs only.
Yeah, AMDP. Any other questions? So now next session will be tomorrow, right? Day one session will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time, same meeting request. Yeah, Mitesh, your voice is not at all clear. Some problem. I'm muting you.
Kiran, this is Mohammed.
Yeah,
My question is, part of your
your voice is very low, Mohammed. Can you increase the volume? Yeah, go ahead, Mohammed.
are you going to teach BW?
Yeah, I'm going to teach. See, let's say when I'm talking about BW for HANA, yeah, I'm not going to teach entire BW for HANA. I'm going to tell you whatever required object for BPC. So BPC can take data from, let's say, one virtual provider. BPC can take data from BPC standard, can take data from standard info cube. I'm going to talk about only these two things. I'm not going to talk about advanced DSO. I'm going to not going to talk about composite providers, whatever new objects introduced in BW for HANA. I'm not going to talk about those things because that is part of BW for HANA. I'm going to talk about whatever required objects from BW for HANA to BPC. Only required object I will discuss.
And that will be good enough for doing job, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the follow-up question is, SAP have what they call IBP.
Correct.
The IBP and this BPC, what's the difference and why I need this or that? I'm just trying to figure out.
So IBP is basically S&OP planning, sales and operations planning. So based on the quantity, right, from the sales demand, right, from the sales demand will be derived based on the demand, whether I can do my supply or not. Everything is based on quantity. There is no value involved there. That can be done using IBP. When I'm talking about financial statements, right? So for these quantities, I have to convert to value, which is required for my financials. That's where IBPF come into picture. So IBP is different, IBPF is different. IBP is used for sales and operations planning based on quantities.
So it is mutual exclusive?
Uh, we are not going to discuss IBP. I did not get your question.
Well, I thought that way IBP and BPC is mutually exclusive, isn't it?
They are both are different. Both are different products.
All right, okay.
So, Kiran, this is James. So I have a quick question, Kiran.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So when you are talking about giving us the templates and getting ready for implementation, so would you also be talking about when we are talking about implementation, what we should give instructions to the basis team, and for BW, what kind of objects that we have to ask them to get, like directions? Would that be part of that your?
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Basically, the main objective of this BPC standard course is to handle the interviews, whatever interviews you are going to face. So how to answer those questions. So after this implementation, they will ask, let's say, real-time related questions. What are the projects you worked? What are the scenarios you worked? You will answer those questions. You can answer those questions. Also, you will get experience, or you will get understanding of what are the things to be performed in a project. Both are part of this particular course. Yeah.
Okay, correct.
Any other questions from?
So Kiran,
yeah.
Kiran, this is Shiva. So
Yes,
I just joined a little bit late actually.
Yeah,
I was confused with 9:30 or 9 US time. So the thing is, I came.
Sorry,
I have not gone. I'm sorry.
This is 9. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
9 p.m.
This,
not 9:30 p.m. Yeah.
oh yeah, that's true. Okay. So the thing is, I've not gone through the course material what you are going to cover in the BPC standard. Is there any way you can forward it to this group where we can take a look what are the things you are going to cover and all those things? And also second question is, you said 10.1 and 11 version you are going to cover this, and for this what about system access and all those things? Is it going to be the same thing as IBP?
Correct. So the system access, when we are first thing is system access. System access, I will refer a vendor, right?
Okay.
Same that vendor can we can discuss a particular rate and we can go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is installing this server, so we will get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
And another one is course material. So basically, I am providing the recordings. And
you're providing the recording this time?
Yeah, I'm providing the BPC standard. I provide the recordings.
Oh, you provide the recording for BPC standard. Okay, great.
Right. So I will provide the recordings and I will provide the required material. Same like it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Well, yeah, I think from tomorrow we'll see how it goes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
So Kiran, this is James again. When you are referring the vendor, will we be able to do the same legal consolidation, entity setup, and everything that you are doing there, and we would be able to use the data to perform that the statements? They will have all those data in there.
Definitely, that is the main idea. So whatever system, whatever vendor I'm going to refer, the same system I use for the training, so that all together can implement in one system. So if you have any doubt, you can refer to my configuration. So
you can refer to that. Okay, that's nice. All right, I think that answers my question.
Right. So tomorrow, say 9 p.m. EDT. Yeah. We will use the same meeting request. Any other questions?
Same.
Yeah. Okay. Same. Yeah. Okay then. Thank you.
I think, thanks. Yeah. So, Kiran, quick question. So, should we just talk to you about the other details offline, or how do we do that?
Okay. You just send an email to my email ID. This is my email ID, BPC.
Yes, I have the email ID. So that's what I just wanted to check. Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'm ending up the meeting. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks. Bye.